year, either by the Co-op or by a group called Just Trading Scotland, which has provided absolutely everything, the tablecloths, floor covering, all of the foods that we're going to use, in an attempt to get people to realise the value of fair trade. And the odd thing is that if you looked at the food on the way in, you might have noticed that something was missing. We don't really fit in with what's being demonstrated in many cases tonight, because we're already all wearing clothes with the Fair Trade logo. And what is being demonstrated is groups that have not yet managed to achieve the Fair Trade logo. Small farmers who just haven't much of it. We're very lucky to have Sheila Blair and her husband Campbell. Campbell, I think, is the sous chef. Sheila is going to be the chef. They're going to demonstrate everything for you. I'm now going to pass over to Heather Marshall, who is associated with the Co-op membership, because the Co-op membership has given us all the stuff that Just Trading Scotland has.
Membership is at the heart of cooperative business, and it's what differentiates us from other businesses you might see on the high street. Being a member means being part of a community that has a say in how the business is run, a community that shares goals and values, and a community that has a share of profits at the end of the year. We also support our communities through our community fund. So every time a member trades with our family of businesses, it adds up in our community fund. And last year we gave over £3 million across the UK to community groups, including here in South West Scotland. We're delighted to be here in Kirkcudbright working with the Cookery Fair Trade group. And what I'd like to say about the Co-op is we like to say we've been trading fair for over 160 years. So it was a group of people who got together who wanted to make a stand against exploitation, against food adulteration, and against unfairness. We came together to set up the first Co-op. And that Co-op worked hard to provide good quality food at fair price for all of its members. Those ethics still underpin our trading today, and it's what's behind our continued passion for promoting fair trade. So we're going to see a video now, as Mary said, a DVD clip about Just Trading Scotland and their work with fair trade.
My mom plugs right, and after school I help her if she needs me. The white rice is good. We get what we need at home. When I get a job, I want to buy 2 cows and a plow for my mom.
Fair trade aims to offer people a fair price for their goods. If you're a rice farmer, what you need to know at the end of the day is that somebody will buy it from you and that you'll get a fair price for it. My name is John Richards, and we at Just Trading work with people like Simon to give them a market for their goods at a fair price. African farmers have determination, and they have energy and skill, and they need markets.
I've done demonstrations a lot in the past, but it's always been my own recipes. And this is quite different for me, using somebody else's recipes, and not just other recipes, but recipes from another culture. And that's been something that I've quite enjoyed, just sort of coming to grips with. I suppose I looked at them at first, and one of them I thought, that's not going to taste of anything. It just seemed really dull. And then when I made it, it was delicious. So it's just sort of getting your head around something entirely different. A lot of my cooking has been done cooking for people's special occasions, for weddings and parties and fancy food. At the moment I cook for children at work cable outdoor centre, so it's plainer food, but it's different altogether still to this, because you're still thinking these people are just working with what they've got, and not like we just go in and just buy what we need or what we think we need off the shelves. They have to, everything they've got, they've probably grown themselves, or their neighbours grown it, and that kind of thing. So that's why it's all quite simple.
You used yellow lentils in that, didn't you?
Yes.
That's what they call the tuor dal. The tuor dal is, we would call it yellow split peas. And it's grown as a cash crop. It's a very good cash crop. It comes from Malawi. And it's good in that, just like peas and beans that we grow in this country, it gives nitrogen nodules in the soil, so that you are replenishing some of the fertile elements in the soil. It is actually bagged in Malawi. The rice that you'll see later, it was bagged in Malawi because by doing so you get added value and you're providing more employment for people that are living there. Unfortunately, the rice bags were too fragile and they split en route to Scotland. But the yellow split peas, they're fine. All of that is done in Malawi.
Right. So the soup is cooking in the kitchen. We've got the potatoes coming on with the kilo there, and we're now going to tackle the chicken.
When John Richards, the founder of Just Trading Scotland, he was asked to go to Malawi in 2008. And he was really inspired by this large group. There are about 10,000 smallholder farmers. And he was really inspired by the way in which they were cooperating with one another. And he thought, I would like to find a market for them. So he put an order in straight away for 18 tons of rice. And then came back to Paisley, where he operates from, and thought, goodness, what have I done? Who is going to buy 18 tons of rice in Paisley? So he thought up 2 or 3 ideas. The first one was he approached East Dunbartonshire Council, and he approached the council in Renfrewshire, and he said, wouldn't you like to use this rice for all school meals? And they have. Both of those areas have changed. Since they did that, Edinburgh University has been inspired to use it in all their residences. Then he thought up the idea of the 90-kilo rice challenge. If a farmer, smallholder farmer, gets a good price for 90 kilos of his rice, he can send one of his children to secondary school for a year. And they started that in 2008 with 18 kilos of rice. Now he's sold 108 kilos of rice. And some of the original farmers have got 3 of their children in secondary education. Primary education in Malawi is free, secondary education you have to pay for. And that's since 2008, and this is what inspires me, the idea that in 5 or 6 years, you can make a radical difference to the parents that want their children educated, and to the children, because they're learning.
There's also something to be jam, there was some jam on the table.